Aaron, how are you today?
How's it going?
Good. Welcome. I know you want to know about Naim Audio and the Angela-Gilbert Yeung mods we do. I want to welcome everybody to Absolute Sound today. We're going to go over what we did on this preamp, power amp, and power supply for Naim Audio. And I want to walk Aaron through it. He's learning about hi-fi, and we'll all learn about what we did together. So come on in here, Aaron, and we'll start out with this preamplifier. As you know, Naim has been, one of the most recognizable names for 50 years. I know you've asked about it. A lot of people have Naim Audio, and you know it's a respected name, and it is. Julian Vericher built this stuff. One of my first stereos in 1982 was a Naim Audio, similar to this one. It had a preamplifier, a power supply. This is a high cap we've redone. It's not a high cap anymore. I'll go through that as we go. And a NAP250 power amplifier, a classic, one of the most famous amplifiers of all time. Recognized in most magazines as one of the best production amplifiers that's ever been built. And it is very, very good. So inside Naim Audio, we'll see a preamplifier in here, and I've opened all these pieces so we can talk about the modification, and I'll try and simplify it. I've got a little cheat sheet to help you out for as much as we've done. But inside this preamplifier, come and look at this. Come on in here. So the preamplifier, we're coming in from inputs and we're going out. We've got volume control, balance control, our basically preamp section in here. And what would happen with this is the signal would come in, and we have little helper capacitors here. This is energy, and these are pull-up capacitors. So as it goes through these sections, this one pulls it up. As it goes through this section, these two hand off, and they keep adding energy and keeping everything strong in the system. But they're quite small. They're little 47 microfarad capacitors, and we've added in the DC power section coming in. We come right in here. The power section from Naim has a big long umbilical cord. So they used to use, like in this here, this is a flat cap that we've now got stronger than a high cap. Or sorry, yeah, that's right, stronger than a high cap. We've added 30,000 microfarads to this, plus the 15,000 original, and we've got more. So there's regulation here. These are regulators. So we're trying to get 24 volts and a cable from the back here to come into the preamplifier and give it energy at 24 volts. The problem is when you use a 5-foot long cable, which is what they use, you're still going to get a lot of drift and shifting of that voltage. It won't be regulated by the time we get here. So if we eliminate that, we've gone here, we've added 56,000 microfarads to the DC stage in addition to support this preamplifier having tons of energy and making it more musical. And now the pull-up cap problem of lag doesn't come up. And the long cable drift of 24, we get flat, rock-solid 24 volts into this preamplifier, and it makes it sound better across the board. And this is a very simple modification, not very expensive at all. All right, so we came to the supply that feeds this preamplifier. And this is basically the case of a high cap, which used to use transformer regulation and capacitance. So now we've got a double transformer in here, which shares the load of filling all of this capacitance. And we put in this high cap. We basically, a high cap would have 30,000 microfarads of capacitance. So two big capacitors in there to feed this whole thing. And it's a massive upgrade. They're about $3,700. So this is Gilbert Yeung's. You'll see it there. It's a GN3a3. It's a Naim Audio upgrade power supply that we built inside the high cap casing. It's very pretty. So inside this thing is 330,000 microfarads. It's basically like having 11 high caps. Can you imagine? So $3,700 times 11, 40 grand. That's what's inside here, in assistance to this stabilizing pull-up power supply for our preamplifier. So we've got added massive amounts of energy and transformed the sound of this preamplifier. We've lowered the noise floor as well quite a lot. This actually drops it measurably by 50%, which is a big advantage. Can you imagine adding 11 times a high cap into this amplifier or into this preamplifier before we go to the amplifier stage? So we come over to the with that 3 on 3, we come over to the amplifier. So for the amplifiers end of the NAP250, the original caps were old and tired. They were 30,000, so there's two of them, like this, like these. There's two sitting there, and they're gone. We've put in 80,000 microfarads. So 2.5, 3 times the original supply, right by the power amp. And we've installed a soft start inside here, a soft start and an inrush current limiter, so that we can charge these capacitors with the right delay time. There's a delay time circuit in here as well. So these fill up with no danger to the amplifier whatsoever. And again, now your output stage has a bountiful amount of energy. Not only that, we see supplied here. See this blue connector? This is a power con at the back, and a power con is a Nutrix connector for power, and we can snap in another box any size we want. We have currently 3 or 4 different sizes of FCF, fat cap Fanute, and when we put these on, this will bring this up to, I said, 180,000 microfarads more on top of the 80,000 that's there. And then we have stages that are double that and then triple that as you go. So you can keep trying these things, and they all make a wonderful difference. Any of the connections that you'll see in here, our capacitors, are all on 14 gauge Romax, solid bar copper, not on a circuit board, and they're all lead soldered in a perfect ball, so they're very, very fast. And that's for the high cap, GN3a3, this preamplifier, and the power amplifier. So we've got clean, very quick circuits with wonderful improvement across the board. I know Naim systems, I have a bunch here, there. All of them pale in comparison to what this modification is like. And this modification is around $2,000 total, which is really something. And anybody who has Naim Audio, feel welcome to email us. Instead of buying more cases and more of the very expensive Naim cables, you don't have to do any of those things. You can do this where we've gone through. This is about our 7th or 8th Naim system we've done, and they've all been fabulous. Every customer is jaw-dropping happy with each of them. So that's and these are all of the old olive ones, and they're still very good. And the old olive cases. Chrome bumper. These are chrome bumpers. So this goes back, this is probably late 70s, early 80s. It wouldn't be anywhere past 87 or 88. And you've got great hi-fi. So Naim people, thank God for Angela-Gilbert Yeung doing this stuff. And reach out to me anytime you want, and I can go over the details and how much improvement there is in this. It's truly amazing.